Santiago W writes, love your show, guys. I just found out about you like a week ago, and I'm catching up on older episodes and new ones too.
Cool.
I heard in an episode of Movie Talk you made a review of Pacific Rim and Man of Steel, and I searched for them immediately. I love them. It was so much fun to hear your opinions of the movies. I couldn't believe the Man of Steel reviews was 1 hour long. I had so much fun. I didn't realize the time. Please make more of these reviews just like this one, full of spoilers, because really I felt I was discussing the movie with friends.
Yeah, those reviews we did were kind of like test pilot programs. We are going to be doing more reviews actually coming up, and I'm not going to give too much away, but we are going to be doing more reviews, and we're going to be doing a Thor 2 review. And they are all going to be completely spoiler-filled. Completely spoiler-filled. See, a lot of times movie reviews are made to help audiences decide if they want to go see a movie or not. That's not our job.
No.
That would be a conflict of interest for us being AMC theaters to tell you, hey, don't go see this movie or go see this one instead. That's not our job. But rather, our reviews that we put online are meant for those of us who have already seen the film and we want to sit around. It's kind of like an ESPN example, right? Like you watch the football game if you're a sports fan. You watch the football game, but then you want to watch ESPN afterwards to hear the discussion about the football game that you just watched. And that's kind of our mentality with our quote-unquote reviews, is that we're going to watch the film. We're not going to put out a review before the movie comes out. We'll put it out after the movie comes out, and we're going to let everybody know we're going into every spoiler there is possibly to have about this movie. So this review is only for those of you who have watched the movie, and then we can sit down and talk, you know, like friends standing around a movie cooler talking about it. And the next one up that we're going to do is Thor 2. I'm really excited about doing that one. What is your, Amy Rose, when you take an approach and you're asked to review movies and things like that, what approach do you take and how do you see it fitting in with what we do here?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I love those. Santiago, you are one of our friends, so come on by, sit on the couch. But yeah, I really love when we do that because opposed to this where we're kind of restricted to certain topics and just keeping it tight, we are able to have our passionate ramblings in full effect. I mean, Remember our Ben Affleck cast as Batman talk? That was an hour too.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I feel like I literally was just talking to you guys about it, adding my 2 cents, and before we knew it, an hour went by. So I really do love that we have, you know, the ability to do that. We have the platform to do that because when it comes down to it, we're all diehard movie fans. That's why we're in this. And so it feels really nice to have those uninhibited conversations about it. But, you know, when I do review a film, I try to take, you know, my fangirl, everything out of the picture and just watch it, hopefully without prior knowledge of it, and just go in and just have a good time in the theater. I mean, I'm willing to suspend reality and just be thrown into the world of Asgard and just, like, have a great time. And I'm really excited about Thor, and, I mean, I'm a cinephile to the core. I mean, movies are what I like to talk about, and it's great that I'm on a team of people that I can do that with. So thank you for your support, and we can't wait to share Thor 2 with you on our couch.
Dennis?
I prefer to do the spoiler-filled type of a review.
Me too.
Because when you're talking about things in vague terms or vague plot lines, vague characters, you can't really get into the details of why you think a certain way. It's very hard. You want to talk about a specific sequence or scene or somebody's acting and what happens at the end. And so having a spoiler-filled discussion gives you the freedom. And I feel like that's the best way to do it,
Absolutely.
You know, because that way people can understand where you're coming from. Because if you do one that's like that doesn't have any spoilers, you're kind of like limiting yourself, and I don't know, I just don't like that.
That's the hardest part of junkets for me because you're not really allowed to talk about specific scenes. So when I was at the Thor 2 junket, you know, there are a couple things I wanted to be like, oh, that was so amazing. But, you know, those are presented to the audience who have not seen the film yet. So this gives us free range to be like, all right, all bets are off. Like, we warned you, you can't get mad at us now. And to actually talk about the specifics that really moved us or that were funny or whatever. Because this film is packed with a lot of humor. I was laughing a lot for Thor. I loved it.
It's kind of like, whether doing spoiler-filled reviews versus not, it's like, okay, so here's a good example. Dennis and I are UFC fans, right? So let's say there's a big UFC card on last night, and I couldn't watch it, but I recorded it, and I'm going to watch it later. So now Dennis and I are talking, I say to Dennis, who did see it, now Dennis, tell me all about the card last night, but don't tell me what happens.
Yeah.
How fun is that conversation
Not at
going to
all.
be? Not very fun. So, I mean, I think it's best for us that way. Look, we want you to go see every movie playing at AMC theaters. Of course, we want you to go see Delivery Man coming up, Thor 2, Book Thief, Ender's Game, Bad Grandpa, Las Vegas. We want you to go see all of them, so that's not our job to tell you which ones to go see. But we'll talk about them afterwards, and we can sit around as friends and discuss it.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.